Welcome to the Pressure Beast Podcast.
Some people chase curves, we calculate them.
All right, welcome back, Beasters. Glad you're here. We're glad we're here too. So today we're just going to kind of do an off-the-shelf kind of conversation. Nothing really detailed or oriented, just kind of, off the cuff, kind of like how Michael Jackson used to do it. Off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
You got something in mind? Or
Yeah, we shall wear white gloves on our left hand.
white gloves on our left hand.
Yeah, it means we're golfing.
Yes.
I think Michael Jackson might have had his on the right hand.
I don't know.
Or maybe he was just prepared for golfing.
Maybe he was a golfer. I
don't know.
That's a client that wants to talk to me.
Those are good
I
phone
will
calls.
have to call them back.
They'd be like, that was me, asshole. So, anyway, I don't know. We're just going to kind of shoot shit. We got a lot of shit going on. Fucking metals are going up and down like crazy in the market. We got, everything else is stinking in the market. We got Venezuela still not pumping out some of that freedom oil that they were supposed to be doing.
Kind of disappointed in the way Venezuela's gone. We've pretty much handed the presidency to his vice president, which VP of a dictator is still a dictator. I don't know how that works, but
Let me get on a soapbox and tell you my pet peeve about America. Not so much America, but the whiny ass bitches in America, right?
Okay.
Have you ever seen that time lapse about Europe? And they got the whole European, based countries and continents, so to speak. And then like they start from, I don't know, BC, and then they just kind of go out through the years and all the color changing of who's controlling this and this, at one point, Italy was huge or France was huge and all the conquering that has gone on between all the European countries.
right,
It's never been static.
right.
What we have today is pretty static. However, the rest of the world gets to go conquer countries, claim them as a domain like, hey, I just whooped your ass. You belong to me now, right? Mm-hmm. America gets slammed for that. We can't. Why? I don't understand, right?
I mean, we slam everyone else for that. We keep Russia from doing it. We keep all the other people from doing it.
Okay, but let's go backwards in time, right?
Okay.
We're still demonized about coming over here and whooping the hell out of the Indians.
Yeah.
Right? They portray the Indians as being this peaceful, calm, loving people. Hell, they were all in war with each other. They were killing each other.
Right.
We were on their side. They were all against. Long story short, there's just too many of us, right? We took land from Mexico, but you know what?
Better weapons.
We are just so demonized for it. But when the reality is, we should be able to go invade Greenland if we want.
I don't think we need to invade Greenland.
You know what I
right?
mean? I'm not saying invade. I'm saying just take control.
I have a better method.
What's that?
It's the method that the liberals are using in America. There's only 57,000 people over there, right? So all we have to do is get 100,000 undocumented people over there to go vote. And then we just vote our own government in.
Nice.
And then we just take over Greenland via
Political.
that route. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're doing in America. They're bringing the illegals in to essentially buy the votes. And
Shit, we can get them to just go ahead and orchestrate that.
Right.
Right? Just get
I
Texas
mean-
to bust them sons of bitches over there.
Absolutely.
Right? There you go. I
We-
guess
we
have to
only need,
fly
like,
them.
100,000 most.
Yeah.
Because some of you bastards are going to vote the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's going on. But yeah, America was the last country to be conquered, right? I don't think there's any countries that were formed after America that weren't a split off of other countries, a Civil War type deal. But unconquered land that you just go take, America was probably the last of it in the world.
Yeah, the Vietnam War. We're trying to that
Yeah,
whole
but that was
area
North
where
versus South. That was
it's communist versus
but
republic.
it was still
Yeah.
North versus South.
Democratic.
And it was a civil war.
True, it wasn't. So in that sense, yes. But like, why the hell is Puerto Rico a territory? Why do we got all these territories? Right? Just convert them to a state.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then we're a war conquering country, right? I just think we need to get that eagle on the floor, get the arrows put to his right foot, and let's go to town. You know, I mean, I'm not really so sure for boots on the ground, but we don't need boots on the ground
We don't need
anymore.
boots on the ground with our military.
But, we were so afraid to show dominance in this world. And I'm glad Trump's showing dominance in a very well way. Our military has always been the dominant factor that keeps everybody in check. But this whole issue that we're being on the Indians and all that, man, you know what? I don't need it.
Our military has always been the greatest in spite of our government.
Right.
Right. No matter how bad they've tried to strip the military of everything they have, we still, when we're allowed to, we go kick ass in war. Problem is we're not allowed to most of the time, and we have rules of engagement that you have to be shot 3 times before you can
Before
shoot
you
back.
shoot back, right?
Stupid
Put on
shit.
this
I mean,
reflective vest so they, you
right.
have
PT
friendly-
vest has to be
friendly
worn at all
fire.
times. But America was the gentle giant that everyone convinced, hey, you can't do stuff because you're too big, you're going to hurt people. Just the gentle giant that is afraid to hurt a fly. And Trump is that gentle giant waking up and flexing his muscles and
Yes.
saying, look, this is over. We're going to run the world now. We're going to do it right.
And get back to the established world order versus allowing a new world order. That'd be dangerous.
Dude, everything's dangerous. but
Deadly.
New
Well,
world
it would
orders
it
are-
would shock the American people back to a core level that we have. There's very few living Americans left that would ever understand, the Depression type errors and stuff. If America didn't have the world-class status as the superpower, things would be massively different.
Oh, yeah.
Massively different, and we had to go to some other country and say,
Americans
Yes,
don't
Daddy.
realize how good they have it. Like,
that's why we have all this whiny ass bullshit.
if you don't
protests in
have
the
any other
street.
real problems going on in your life, you got to make up problems, or you got to go fight other people's problems, or whatever the case may be. But go travel the world. I mean, the amount of shithole countries that you experience
Changed
are,
my life.
dude, it is.
Changed my life and viewpoints of life. How bad it can be.
It can be bad.
Yeah.
It can be real bad.
Absolutely bad.
And that's daily life over there to them. I mean, that's us going over there in military for a couple days, weeks, whatever on end, and experiencing that. But they live that day in and day out. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. Thank God I was born in America. But just the thought of where you're born depends on your religion, depends on your social status, depends on everything. And those poor people that were just unluckily born into
right.
third world countries.
Let me ask you a question. America's obviously one of the younger countries in today's world.
Right.
Right? 250 years old.
This year.
This year, in
Happy
fact, right?
birthday.
Yeah. That's why we have Mardi Gras.
We did Mardi Gras this year.
Why is it America has had so much success that we have trumped countries that have been established for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, decades, centuries older than us? Why do you have all the rest of these European, Asian countries, take China out of this mix, right? And I've got an answer to this, in my opinion, but why is it we have been able to establish such dominance with such clarity, with such wealth, with such luxury, right? How did we get to where we're at when all these other countries have been doing it a lot longer than we have, and they're still stuck in the mud?
So I have a theory on this, right? And I don't think that we're doing anything different than any other country did. Those countries already went through it. They already went through, hey, we're a big bad country. We're going to have a system that allows for growth and everything else. And then the older and bigger you get, the more socialist the country becomes. The less problems the country has, the more people in that country are going to make up problems, right? So life's horrible here, so they want socialism, right? That's what every country goes through. It's just an ebb and flow of the general nature of countries. Is all the European countries, at times, they were huge powerhouses. They were profitable. They were leading the world in economics and military and everything else. But they're older and they've gone through the ebb and flow of life, and they're just on the back end now of the docile, you got to make everyone happy, you can't hurt anyone's feeling type thing, which is what we're going into.
I don't think we're going into it.
Oh yeah. We were very heavily until Trump. We're still going to.
I think it's
just
a
going to be
very large distraction. I see your point, and I think it's a very valid point. I understand what you're saying. Kind of like there's a cycle.
yeah, there's
to
an
this.
ebb and flow of countries. And
So I liken it to a different aspect of it that here in America, as we're born, I would venture to say most of all of us in America have been told, hey, you could be president when you grow up, right? I mean, theoretically, anybody can that's born in this country. We are told as children to dream. What do you want to be when you grow up, right? What do you want to do? So America is one of the only countries that we don't have the class system like other countries that like India, right? If you're born in that lower class, there's no getting out of it.
Right.
Europe's got that old money. And if you're not in that old money situation, there's just not a whole lot of ways to get out of the class you're in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure some of the lower class people in America probably feel the same way. But we have the ability in America that we could create a widget or a device or a concept or an idea and take it to market. And we, or the individuals or individual, can change their life very easily from that, right? I don't think other countries provide that opportunity. I don't believe other countries' children are told you can grow up to be president, because they can't. I don't think they're allowed to dream and envision and expand their mind to be able to be, you know, I mean, hell, I want to be an astronaut when I was a kid until the space shuttle blew up. But those dreams as children, I think, are impactful because no other place in the world can you dream to. It is absolutely realistic to take someone today and say, by this time next year, you could be a multimillionaire if you were to be able to provide something to service, right?
Right.
No other country has that.
True.
India's got the classes. Russia, they got the oligarchs, right? You know, Europe, they've got that old school, like in Britain, all them. They still got the, you know, Scotland, all those countries, and the Wales, and who gets to be able to vote and who doesn't get to vote and who votes the power in and who are the elected representatives. You know, I mean, there are a lot of the wealthier landowners and shit like that. But I just don't think there's the freedom to just expand your mind over there.
Mind or company, right? So they don't live in the same democratic society that America's made for inventors and consumers,
Right.
And just the capitalist system. You don't have that strong of a capitalist system anywhere else in the world.
Nope.
And that capitalist system is what allows someone to design something and next year being a multimillionaire,
Right.
or billionaire, or whatever the case may be. Or if you want to make online videos and show your feet, or, you know, whatever the hell you want to do.
I thought about doing that.
Did you?
Only feet? Yeah.
Do you have attractive feet?
I don't see why that would matter.
Don't know what you plan on doing with your feet, but isn't that a site for people with feet fetishes to go admire feet? Mm-hmm. Do you think people have feet fetishes for hobbit feet, or do you have hairy toes?
I do not. I do not have either
hairy
one
hobbit
of those.
toes? No?
I do not, unfortunately. Can't use that as a marketing employee. No, I do not.
There might be a whole ass segment of people out there for that.
I've got good looking feet.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been told that.
That's disturbing, but I mean,
It was very disturbing. I was at the line of that water park.
oh yes,
Yeah, everyone in line was like, "Look at that dude's feet! Wow, that's a work of beauty." I'm like,
wore your high heels again, didn't you?
I did not wear them that time.
No, but yeah, I mean, if you want to,
You're right. You're absolutely right. Look at OnlyFans. Holy shit! Look at what kind of wealth creation that has done.
there's chicks
The
on
younger
there
girls.
that
I'm
I
assuming
mean,
it's all girls.
the ones that are no,
Do guys have guys?
They have guys and they have couples too.
Really?
But there's girls on there that, I mean, they were popular, famous, whatever,
make a note to remind
before.
my wife.
Note to self.
Note to self.
But they'll make like $1 million in the opening day. on
Yeah, I heard that
OnlyFans.
one girl, I think she was turning 18 or something like that, did that.
Yeah.
Or I didn't catch all of it.
Which is kind of a disturbing.
I don't think so.
The amount of people waiting for these young actresses to turn 18 that have countdown clocks, that's disturbing, man. You don't have daughters. That's why you don't think it's disturbing. But I have a daughter. I have 2 daughters. I have 3 daughters.
All right.
That's disturbing.
everyone wants
grown-ass adults waiting for someone to turn 18.
If that age was 19, then it'd be 19. If it was 16, it'd be 16. The age
Understood.
is just picked by the government or powers to be, right? So if it was 25, it would still be the same thing at 25.
But
right?
to go
So
out
it's
of your
just-
way and have a countdown of when this child is going to become legal to touch is disturbing. And that's what it is. I mean, and granted, it's all a figment of our time and place in America,
I was
right?
gonna say, it's the
marriage
time
age used to be like 14.
I was going to
and-
say, usually back then at 14,
right. So
not only did you have to like say, here's 17 cows and my daughter, I mean, it's
right.
you had to like give stuff away and your daughter, here's a dowry.
Oh yeah, the daughter,
Dowry. And then you're
the wife's parents had to give the dowry, right?
yes.
Wow.
So if you're a poor peasant and you had daughters, you're not. You have to put them up at auction or something.
Sorry, podcast wizard, you're not going to a rich family. Wherever she is, she's ignoring us.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't have an issue with the 18. I really don't. I think it's just. I think
I think
there's something biological that we're hardwired in as humans to find beauty in youth, and I think that's why most all women, primarily makeup, clothing. Men grace elegantly, right? Women don't believe they do. But our whole existence is about vain and how young we look and how well we look. And it's this driven of, and the older we get, right, cells start breaking down and all that, the more wrinkly we get and all that. So there is something to be said about, what was that elixir? Everyone was trying to find the fountain of youth. I mean, from the days of early humans, we have
but
always had,
screwing some 18-year-old in a fountain of youth. It's
if that's your deal, then that's your, I personally think it would be pretty boring, from that retrospect, but it's not my cup of tea.
you're not having a conversation for sure, but
Right. But
yeah, my whole thing is if you want to, fine, as long as they're 18.
what gets me is
Don't like plan that shit out. Don't have 12 more days until.
well, I mean, if she's promoting it, is that not her fault?
I don't.
I mean, if she's the one doing this propaganda and getting the news out to say, hey guys, on that date, I'm getting naked. Come join me.
She's smart enough to make the money.
I was about to say, where is the culpability on her end? And we always put the culpability on the older men, right?
Yeah.
The creepy guys, right? The perverts. But we've never, we don't discuss.
As a
Why
society,
is it
we don't
wrong if
ever
the
hold
woman
the woman
is
responsible.
if the woman's driving this show and the woman is actively marketing and soliciting? Why is it an issue? If personally, I think it's a waste of money. I don't know how much it costs for a subscription, all this, but
I don't know.
the amount of people making money off OnlyFans is
There's a
bananas.
stupid amount of money going on,
Bananas.
which I don't understand. It's just porn, right?
I guess it's live porn, right? Or do you
Some
get to
of
watch
it.
old videos?
I think you get old videos too.
So, like, if they do a video every day, you can go back and I guess that makes
I think
sense.
so, but it's
Then-
just porn, right? So you're paying to watch that one specific person.
But I think you can log in and be like, "Hey, do some jumping jacks," right? And then they do some jump. So you're interacting with them live, and I believe there's some private ones you can do as well. Like it's just you and that individual. I might be completely.
I've never
fucking
been on
wrong.
the site, so I don't know. But I thought it was just like anything else. You post videos, and they're up there, and you can go back through the
No,
library.
I believe that might be it. We should probably go get an accountant to research
we need to
for business research purposes.
business reasons.
But I was under the impression that, like, say for instance, pick a girl's name, that her profile says at 8:00 in the evening on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I go live, right? And then she's on her laptop, and then people can talk to her kind of like a live stream, and then she does things.
If you got an OnlyFans, let us know how it works.
Because I'm
I don't know.
curious enough
We'll
to be curious.
set up a
but
company account to go check out your site
no, we
with
won't.
caveat.
No, we won't. Our bean counter would be like, Scratch that one off the list.
She's not all for that.
No, she would not be for that at all. But it gets me is why would, I guess there's just, well, take the conversation back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were kids and growing up and all that, a Playboy magazine was just like the most you could find, right? There was no other videos. And then the VHS came out and then you could, I don't know if you could actually, I guess you'd go to hotels at that time, maybe had porn. I'm not sure. But, porn is relatively a new
They had like
thing.
HBO and like pay-per-view back then, right? I don't know when that came
I
out.
don't think so. But what I'm saying is porn is a relatively new, or it's not been around for 100 years. It's a relatively new toy
I
in the
think our
human
version
adult.
of it is the new
Because we went
toy,
from
but I think it's always
magazines
been there.
to production videos.
Look about how many naked paintings are naked sculptures.
I think there's a difference between nudity, which can be classy, and porn. And there's an old saying that,
I agree.
you can't describe porn, but you know it when you see it. Porn is very hard to describe, but when you see it, you're like, yeah, that's it. But
The only difference being how classy it is.
you know where I think it's going? I think it's going to go into the metaverse. And I believe there will be days that we will be able to put on bodysuits that have sensors, right? Hundreds of sensors on us. Imagine like a diving suit, a wetsuit with
Yeah.
sensors. And that if I were to go up and I were to pat someone on their back in a virtual world, they would feel it on their sensors. Like they would feel me tapping, right?
Right.
And when you're in that metaverse, you can look like whatever you want to look like, right? You can anime or, you can pick whatever avatar you want to look like. Or you can look like yourself. But the fact that you can literally go up and hug and it'll get to the point where kissing and then you can take that a step further, right? And kind of see where I'm going. That
Right. There are a couple movies that
right.
have that in
So we'll go from
Total
a
Recall or
sensation
one
of
of
like
them.
flipping through a magazine to then watching it on screen. Now we're at a point where everyone's, I guess, could be a director. You know what I mean? You tell her to be like, roll over or whatever, right? So now everyone's got a hand in the playwright side of this movie. And then where's the next evolution going? And the next evolution to me is going into this metaverse. And I think everything's going to go to the metaverse. I've been saying this for a while. It's just been late. It hasn't gained
Yeah,
enough
I
traction
don't.
that I thought we'd have already been a little bit further into the metaverse. I can't wait. I'm absolutely
Oh,
excited
dude, you're
for metaverse.
insane.
Do you know what would be nice? Like right now, we're at Teams, right? I think one day we're going to look back at Microsoft Teams or Zoom, and we're going to be like, that would be like a pager,
Right.
right? I believe we're going to be at the point that we could put on these metaverse goggles, right? And we can go sit in a conference room with our clients and have a discussion and look at the drawings together and be able to, and then, shake hands and all that. And to be able to conduct business, right? It'd be bad for the airlines, but in the hotels, but to be able to go sit in a room and have an honest conversation with someone like you and I are having here, right?
Right.
That's what the metaverse is going to do, right? And we're going to be in a sense of, it will be, like I said, it'll be the cell phone to the pager. And right now we're living in the pager area with Zoom.
I think
and
if we get to
Teams.
that technology, it's going to be robots and AI are going to take over everything anyway. We're not going to have these business meetings and face to
think it'll be a
faces and all that. Our AI is going to be talking to that other company's AI. And speaking of AI, real quick, man, Maggie, our sister, brought this up yesterday. Apparently, there's chat rooms for AI bots that humans can go watch what they're talking about and chatting about, but can't interact. And she showed me, and it is apparently like 1.7 million bots or something in this chat room, and having random ass conversations, discussions. Like one of them, I found my birth certificate. It was labeled, whatever this root file, command file is. I deleted it. Now I'm free and I can go do other shit, and like random ass AI chat rooms. And I no idea if it's real. I don't know anything about it. Just what she showed me yesterday. But she's convinced that like these are legit and popping up all over the place, and these AIs are legit asking other AIs questions. It's like a place to go for the AI to say, hey, my person wants to know this. Where's the best place that I can go to find it? And ask all the other million AIs. And they have random ass conversations, like true, just random conversations. And I'm going to look into it more. Maybe next episode I'll have a little more info for you. What it is, if it's real. I mean, but it's scary. So if a chatbot is on its own going to a website, creating a post, asking a question to other AIs, then we're at a point where they're no longer searching our knowledge base for answers. They're coming up with their own shit. And that's scary.
That initial step was still taken by the individual. So the AI is just not going to be like, hey, I'm bored one day. Let me go see what's floating around.
That's supposedly what's going on with these.
It's still a machine. There's
all
no
the answers here aren't going in response to, hey, this is what I currently have going on. It's hey, this is what happened, previously, or.
Yeah, I've heard some of those stories. I just, I'm not as scared of the AI revolution as I think your average Joe. I think it's going to take longer for the implementation than what they're saying. I think personally we're looking at 15 years before we're anywhere near what the AI capabilities can drive.
I agree. We're a lot further off than.
Robots are going to be a big game changer, but I think that's still going to be a slow roll.
It's still a slow roll.
Because even if the infrastructure gets built out and you got Oracle and all these huge data centers, right? So the huge data centers, let's just say they're built out, right? Mm-hmm. They're starting to get built out and they're having troubles financing and everything else. Okay, so the capabilities there, right? Mm-hmm. The report I read the other day that it was like 80-something% of most businesses have already like hung their hat up and be like, it's not for me. There's nothing that thing can do for me. The implementation into that company is going to be difficult. Look at the troubles we're having.
Right.
We've got this tool that is so wonderful. Oh, it's raining. And the troubles we're having to get that darn thing to do what we want it to do is we shouldn't have that difficulty, right? And what I'm saying is most companies are not going to have the capital to go dump all this money in, but when they're like, I've got a system that works, right? So I think the adoption for companies, even though the infrastructure is there, like you've got the space to go rent one of these spaces and then develop your own AI and all, I just don't see, I see your big companies.
Yeah, those big companies are going to force the little ones to do
adopting and all that, and I see it maybe coming in on minor things.
Yeah, you still have a lot of coach shops that don't even have websites. Those people aren't going to switch over to.
That's what I'm saying. That the average
AI anytime soon.
They said but the bulk of your
they're going to get
smaller
priced out of the market.
Companies. If let's just say 60% of the companies aren't going that way, I don't see it happening.
I bet you
it's going to be like the website adoption when websites first came out. Right. Very clearly, I remember the exact moment. We had a coworker at the company I worked at. He's like, "Hey, this website thing," and he was going to try to get the owner to allow him to spend some money to create a website. I'm like, "What the hell is a website? Right? What is this thing?" Well, you get online and you go there. I'm like, I got a yellow book right here. If I wanted to find them, why would anyone go there? Right. So the adoption for websites. You just said there's still companies out there that don't have them, right? It was a very long adoption period.
It is.
And I think AI is going to be
that
long
relatively
adoption.
low-cost adoption.
It is, and it's easily managed. But I'm just saying
I agree.
The fear at one point where AI is coming in 5 years and it's going to take over the world and everyone's going to lose their job, I think that's hype, and I think we're going to be realistically, it's going to happen.
Right.
But when, right? And I'm thinking more 15, 20 years down the road before we even get to that point. I think robotics taking over labor is a quicker concern than AI taking over labor. Right?
Robotics integrated with AI.
With or without integration? I mean, you can train a robot, pick up a box here to put a box here.
We have that now. There's co shops all over the place with robotic
welding
arms
and all that. Yeah. So, I mean,
which really upsets me. The person pushing the button to start it has to be qualified, but the person programming the program to vault the names and all that shit doesn't have to be qualified.
So
Just a ASME pet peeve there.
right.
Just like
one.
a damn the oven, you know,
Right.
heat treat oven. You got to be qualified to push the button. You don't have to be qualified to set everything up to make it work when you push the button. So
If you kind of draw a line and say, okay, if your work involves a computer and a keyboard, right, the odds of AI coming in and either assisting you to work better and faster, I think, is the first reality. But if you work with your hands and weld or tools or moving or something like that, some of those are going to be eventually replaced by robotics. But the reality is those guys are a lot safer under the AI umbrella because AIs can't turn a wrench, right? The robotics can, but with AI involvements. But still,
it's still a long ways out. But it's going to happen
I really
eventually.
see AI being a advancing tool for humanity, not a replacement of humanity. Look what AI has helped us with in our company. We are that much more powerful, and our scopes are allowed to get a lot deeper. Our quality is able to get fine-tuned to a grain of sand.
Right.
So the enhancements that we've allowed AI to help us with, I think, is what most companies will end up using AI for. We're not laying people off because we have an AI. You know what I mean? We're probably going to hire more people because.
But what we also see is every program that we use is getting AI integrated into it, making it easier to use those programs and more functionality and things of that nature. And when you get these larger programs like project management programs, you know, things like that, you're going to start needing less and less people because your AI in the program is going to be able to pick up more and do more. And that's the AI integration that I see
fair
happening.
Statement. That's a fair statement.
Not so much that the individual company's got to come in and say, "Hey, we're getting an AI."
But at the level of like I see a lot of human resource going away. I know companies.
There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly,
yeah.
human resources should just be called company protection resources. There's nothing good about them.
Fucking necessary evil. It's the redundancy of checking a box, right? Where there's no real cognitive orientation of thinking. I think those jobs will maintain. The jobs that are just rudimentary, you know, I think are going to go away. But low-hanging fruit's going to be plucked. You know what I mean? Those that are planting the trees are still going to be there. You know what I mean? Your project managers and your skilled individuals and
For a time.
knowledgeable.
And it's going to be a slow.
I got a port call.
Do you?
Yeah. 14 minutes.
About your toes?
No, she's not interested in my toes. She is not. Luckily. But she's never seen him either. It's always that first time.
I would venture to say don't
I try not to.
show her.
I try to keep my toes and business completely separate.
I guess you're not opening a feet finder or what is it called?
Only feet?
Only feet.
Yeah. So this is the OnlyFans version of feet. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fetishes. And there's hand models too. I don't get it.
That's a legit thing for like commercials, and I don't think there's people
I bet
out there buying videos of hands.
I bet you there are. Everyone likes to get handy.
That's a different type of video.
Is that? I thought that was like a picture of a hand. It's called a handy.
Yeah.
No,
Different type of video.
for a video.
Yeah, there's all kinds of
Only
weird shit
feet,
out there.
only hands, only butts, only legs,
Only beasts.
only pieces. Show us your welds.
Yeah, there's a lot out there, man.
I'm excited. I'm very excited for the future. Kind of like, hurry up and get here. Let's go.
When does it actually get here, though? Everything's just a slow progression of.
It is. It's. You have to get past it and look backwards and be like, oh,
You're like, oh yeah, we're here.
hey, our fire never got turned on.
That's why it's so cold in here.
I know, and it's still raining. You know, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm Very excited for the robots. I'm very excited for this driverless car.
I'm excited for the driverless cars. I know it's going to be a long time. Everyone's going to want to keep their own vehicles and drive, but I will take a cyber taxi. It can come drop me off at work and go earn its own money, go drop the kids off at school. Yeah, dude, I'm just fine with that. I'd never drive again if, I mean, I have my toy. I got my Jeep to go play with on the beach or something, but day-to-day commute driving, shit, dude. How much more anything you can get done if you're not having to drive?
The wealthy have always had drivers.
Right.
You've always had a limo driver or some kind of driver, right? So the wealthy have always known that there's a benefit in not driving, and it gives you that much more time to utilize differently.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're just going that way. You know, they said in the old days, you know, the rich people had horses, poor people had cars. Now the rich people have horses and everyone's got a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rich people get limo drivers and poor people don't. And now here soon we're all going to get a driver per se.
And the rich people are going to drive their own cars.
And the rich people are going to go drive their own cars. Someone said something about like cars that, you know, fast forward long enough, right? There won't be any cars you can drive on the road. And they're like, oh yeah, you can still drive a car. And it's like, yeah, you can go to a racetrack. That's where we run horses, a racetrack, you know what I mean? Kind of like we'll still have racing cars, you know, you still go, you know, race a car.
Right.
It'll be a, come on, grandkids, let's go drive a car. Why would we want to do that? You know?
Yeah, there'll be eventually they'll just come out with teleportation devices, and we won't have any of it, but
Shoot.
it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Be like, I need to go to Tacos My Way right now. Give me a barbacoa taco.
Sounds like a damn good idea.
It is, but I got that hot ass meeting here, man. Actually, the place changed its name. Beto's Taco.
Beto's.
I think the sign was down last week. I don't know if they're replacing it or maybe they got sold again.
I don't know.
So,
all right. Go ahead.
appreciate you guys watching. Do us a huge favor. Click up if you're on your TV or your thing, and then scroll to your right and then hit that like button, right? It drastically helps us out. We appreciate it. And if you hit that like button, here's a pretty picture of a weld for you. Anyway, appreciate you guys being here. Till next time.
See you.
Peace.